I just started recording, and then I spotlighted you, made you co-host, so you should
Okay.
be able to share and everything like that. Okay,
Okay. All right. All
awesome.
right. Welcome, welcome, guys. We're in for a great subject tonight. It's a great opportunity that just started up today. It's called the Home Possible program. As far as where you could buy real estate, whether it's a single family home or whether it's an investment property. And oftentimes we run into situations to where it costs a lot of money to buy a house. But Fannie Mae Freddie Mac have a special program at Home Possible. And I reached out to Cameron because I know you guys are just probably recent college graduates, or maybe still in your 20s, maybe someone that's here in their early 30s. And so we wanted to provide this opportunity for you to capitalize on, because you do not have to have a lot of money for this particular program to be able to buy a house, right? And so I want to share this information with you tonight. So I'm gonna charge you if you don't have a pen or you don't have a pencil. We're gonna be dropping a lot of gems. We're gonna be dropping some resources in the chat. So be well versed at that. And then at any time that you have questions as we go through this powerful information that I'm gonna share with you guys, feel free to ask me. This is gonna be open, not formal, informal. So this is all about education. Many of you guys may have went to college and got some formal education, but not financially educated. And that's where we run into problems when we're not financially educated. And we find now as adults, that's probably most important by being financially educated along with being formal educated as well. So we're just gonna go in, man. Cameron, I'm ready to just dive in, man, and just really empower this community with the information that I have to share today. So I just want to
Go
go
ahead,
here
my
and really,
brother.
was that?
I said, go ahead, my brother. You got the flow.
I got the floor. All right, all right. Thank you for allowing me to have the floor. So again, man, we're talking about the Home Possible program, a program that's pretty impactful here. And so as Cameron introduced myself, I just want to enlighten you guys just a little bit as a disclaimer. I guess this is just education information only. So my name is Sherwin Riley, and so I am big on financial literacy. And so, when it comes to financial literacy, I do have a financial education business through Let's Win Financial, to where we educate and we promote and help individuals with through debt management, through budgeting, through investing. If you have a business, to help you run your business to be tax efficient, consulting, and things like this right here, just generational. I don't like to say wealth; I like to call it generational freedom. All right. And so Let's Win Financial comes from my wife. Her name is Leslie, and she's a CPA by trade. And my name is Sherwin. So that's where the Let's Win comes from the hashtag. And we both have financial backgrounds. As Cameron alluded, I am a certified financial educator. And also, too, on my 9 to 5 job, I'm a federal government contract manager, where I write and manage federal government contracts for the Army here in Miami, Florida. So we're going to cover down on some real estate tonight, guys. Real estate. I love real estate. We own real estate. We have a real estate business. And so with this program here, I wanted to educate you guys on it. And so you could take the tools and the knowledge of what we're going to share with you tonight and be able to take it with you and possibly become a homeowner. That's the key. Okay. With little or nothing down here. All right. So before we go into this and we talk about the Home Possible real estate program, I charge you guys tonight with this particular statement here. It says, if you want more than you have to do more than what you're doing. And so I thank you guys tonight for joining to be able to soak in this knowledge, because if you want to go farther, right, being on the Netflix, being on the YouTube, right, and not really investing in yourself, you can't take yourself to the next level where you want to be. So you always want to be invested. You always want to be growing and soaking in knowledge to be able to continue to keep elevating to the next level. All right. So I want to paint the picture and I want to paint the story, because in 2007, I bought this house right here. This was a townhouse in Warrensburg, Missouri. And so this was my first ever investment, whether before stocks, before crypto, and anything else, right? This was my first investment. So this was a townhouse I bought, and I bought it for $125,000. I missed a zero right here. Okay. So this was literally 14 years ago. And the reason why I want to share this here with you is to show you the importance of when it comes to investing. So I want to share with you guys right now that this same house that you see here on this particular PowerPoint slide here, I told you I paid $125,000 for it. Here's the reason why I'm sharing this information with you guys tonight about real estate. This house was $125,000 in 2007. But if you go right here and you look at the Zestimate here, right, in 2021, this house now, Zillow has it for $309,000. This is the main reason why we're coming to you tonight, and we're going to talking about why do we want to buy real estate? Because the value in real estate just continues just to go up. But the main problem is for us with buying real estate is having the money up front to buy it. Everybody knows it's a good deal, but just having the money up front to buy it. And so tonight, this Home Possible program, you do not have to have a lot of money, and we're going to show you that in itself. All right. So this was my home first purchase, and then we're going to go into detail on this a little bit more. All right. So what type of home loans and down payment is really required when you're buying a normal home, right? So before we actually get into the Home Possible, I just want to show you guys real quick, right, how expensive it is just to get into a home. All right. So when you look at the different types of homes in itself, right? Let me just hit this here, right? So if you want to buy a home, right? What is the minimum down payment for a house? Okay. A minimum down payment. So here's all the different home loans that you can get. All right. The first one is a conventional loan. So you could put anywhere down payment of anywhere from 3 to 15% down. Okay. On an FHA loan, many of you guys have probably heard this before. You can put down as low as 3.5%. Okay. But all of these right here comes with additional fees. That's what we call primary mortgage insurance if you do not put 20% down. Okay. You have a VA home loan that served in the military before. You don't have to put nothing down for a down payment. This is how I was able to buy my first house. I had to pay some closing costs, but I didn't have to put a down payment. So whenever you're buying a house, there's two things that you have to pay. You have to pay closing costs and a down payment. And so VA, Veteran Affairs, you don't have to put a down payment, but you have to have a little bit of closing costs. So that's why you see here this 125,000. I'm sorry, this $1,250. I thought I added on here. I had a little closing cost here, right? And so you round this up. If you live in a rural area, you can use what we call a USDA loan, and there's nothing required for a USD loan, right? So whenever you're looking to buy a house, you can use any one of these type of loans right here in order to get a house, okay? Now, this Home Possible loan, though, is going to be totally different than these particular conventional ways here, but I just want to share this here with you, all right? Now, when buying a house, you also, too, right, you would need to have credit, right? So when we look at credit, what type of credit will you possibly need in order to get into these particular homes? All right. Now, when we look at credit, I want to share this here with you. All right. So as we see here on Quicken Loans, the type of loans here, let me see if I can blow this up here a little bit. All right. The type of loans that you would need for a conventional loan, you would need a minimum FICO score of 620 points. If you're using what we call a Federal Housing Administration loan, you would need a minimum of 3.5% down. All right. So what does that look like? So let's use an example here. So if we see someone in West Palm Beach, for example, right, and they find a home or a townhouse that costs $250,000, okay, and they want to use an FHA loan. So we can go right here and we're going to 035 for at least a minimum down payment on a $250,000 home loan. You would need a minimum of at least $8,750, if you was using a FHA loan. All right. All right. And so you have a VA loan, 580. All right. FHA loan requiring at least a 10% down payment, a 500 credit score here. All right. So these are valuable ways here where you would need to at least have minimal down payments and credit scores. All right. So this is all going to be part of this evaluation when it comes to using this Home Possible loan. All right. Now, I want to share this here with you. As I mentioned to you earlier, you can also use a single family Or what you can do is you can use, or what you could buy in this particular program, you can buy it. This is what you call a multi-family home. This is a quadplex that I own here in Jacksonville, Florida. It has 2 units down on the bottom. It has 2 units on the top. Okay. Now I'm going to explain a reason to you why we want to own real estate. And I'm going to tell you, majority of you guys here on the line are millennials. And I always advocate that you buy your investment property before you buy your primary home. Because what you want to do is you want to use your primary, you want to use your investment property first, use your money that you're making off the investment property to fund your primary home or your dream home in itself. Okay. Now I'm going to show you guys why this is important. And this is where I want you to go right here. And if you got a pen and you got a paper, I'm going to share these gems here with you because this is important. All right. So for a young millennial here tonight that have just graduated college, that has a barely enough money, this Home Possible program is for you tonight. All right. So reasons to own a home. Of course, right? Generational wealth building. I have people that write me all the time, call me all the time about trying to buy this quadplex behind me. And in these letters, they say, hey, look, we want to buy this from you to build generational wealth. My first question is what do you think I'm trying to do, right? You think I'm just buying this just to be buying it? You want to create generational wealth building, financial freedom. So as I mentioned to you, you want to buy this investment property first, right? To be able to use the money that you make off of it to buy your particular dream home. All right. Here are 6 different ways why you want to buy real estate and why you do not want to play around and continue to rent, right, into your 30s and into your 40s. You want to be into these properties because when I showed you that townhouse there in 2007 where it's worth $125,000 and now it's worth $309,000, that has doubled. Okay. Now, when you're buying an investment property, the first thing that you get here, right, is cash flow. Okay. So when you look at this property behind me, I'm just going to kind of give you guys some realized numbers because Cameron told you how passionate I am about real estate investing, right? So on this one particular property here, right? And I'm going to tell you guys this here on your Home Possible program. You could put as little down as 5% on this particular program. We're about to go into the details, all right? But this one particular property here, let me just share it here with you. Let me share some numbers here with you really quick. All right. So you go right here, this one property that you see behind me, this is it right here. Okay. This is, let me just show you guys some pictures here, right? So these are some pictures just to kind of get you a background on what we're looking at. All right. So this quadplex here was fully renovated when we bought it. All right. Every single corner in this quadplex was renovated. All right. And so we saw it in Jacksonville, Florida. We loved it, fell in love with it, and said that we wanted. All right. Now, let me just share some numbers here with you. We paid $340,000 for this quadplex. All right. Now, our down payment was a lot bigger than what this particular program is offering. But we're going to use the basis for tonight of $340,000 as far as when we bought this particular property here in August 20th of 2020. All right. So I'm going to use this property here for a prime example of the reasons why we build generational wealth. All right. So I'm going to go right here and I'm going to type in $340,000 and that's going to be the basis. All right. So we paid $340,000 for it. And I want to tell you guys right about now, the monthly income that comes on this particular property on a monthly basis is $3,750. Okay. What we have to pay to the bank, all right, in our mortgage every single month, all right, is $1,860. All right. So guys, if we do the math on this and we look at the cash flow on this on a monthly basis, we're going to go right here and share this here with you. We're going to take this $3,750. Okay. I'm going to go right here and I'm going to take 1,860 for our mortgage. All right. So on a monthly basis, right, a cash flow, you're talking about $1,890 for its cash flow. Okay. Now, this is what you call passive income in itself, because I don't have to go to work and I have to trade in time in order to get $1,890 on this particular property here. All right. Now, you're going to have maintenance, right? There's maintenance that come with that. So you have to factor that in. Different other type of expenses as far as property management, if you have that with real estate. So give or take, let's just say, for instance, once you take in property expenses and all that, this will potentially maybe dwindle down to say $1,600, $1,700 a month, just depending on how the month goes and then how much extra that you need to do on the property when it comes to maintenance in itself. All right. So let's say, for instance, we take right here $1,700 a month for passive income that's coming in here. All right. Now, the second thing here, I want to talk about appreciation, and I don't want to do majority of the talking. I want to open this up a little bit. Can anybody tell me, and other than some members here on the Let's Win Financial community that's on here, I don't want you to answer this here, but can anybody tell me, right, this right here, what is appreciation? You can unmic and tell me what's appreciation when it comes to real estate.
Oh, they don't have the ability to unmute.
Oh, they don't? Okay, all right, no worries. All right. Man, I'm doing all the talking tonight, Kim. It's all good.
Love it.
All right, no worries. All right. So check this out. Guys, just let me tell you what appreciation. Let me show you an example here. All right. So appreciation would be that we bought this house right here for $340,000 on August the 20th, 2020. All right. Now, like I mentioned to you guys, we put a nice sizable payment on this. All right. But because you guys can be in this Home Possible program, basically you take this $340,000, and if you can only put 5% down, okay, this is what this Home Possible program would allow you guys to do, right? So I had to put about 25% down because I already had my regular primary home. But let me take this right here. I'm gonna take this $340,000 here, and I'm gonna do 0.05. All right. So in order to get into this particular home, right, and use a Home Possible program and a $340,000 investment property for 5% down, you only need $17,000. Now, some of you guys may say, hey, look, that sounds like a lot of money still, but I'm gonna tell you, with this Home Possible program, it's going to give you, and we're going to go over there in a few minutes, right? You can get gifts, you can get other people to qualify with you on this particular loan. You don't have to be in it by yourself. If you already got money saved up here, you can even do that, right? So a 5% down on an investment property, that's going to give you roughly, in this particular case, they say $1,700, $1,800 a month. That's pretty good. All right. Now, so appreciation is this right here. So you take your $340,000 in 2020, and we owe roughly $240,000 on the house now because our tenants that's in here, what they pay us on a monthly basis, right? This is key. What they pay us on a monthly basis. This right here on a monthly basis, this covers the mortgage. So they're paying for this investment. No money is coming out of my pocket for this investment. And as you will see here, this $340,000 in August, this estimate now is $430,000. All right. So mind you, my mortgage, as far as what I owe to the bank, is $240,000 remaining on this property. And now this property is worth $430,000. So appreciation, you would take the $230 in what I owe, and you take the $430,000 as far as what I could sell it for. You take the difference of that, that's $200,000 in equity that I have in this particular property now. All right. This is reason why you invest into real estate. So you take your appreciation, and I'm going to skip over taxes for a second, and you're going to look at leverage. Okay. Now, leverage is basically, you take this difference of this $230,000, $240,000 that I owe on this particular property, right? And this $430,000. Let's just say that's $190, right? I said 200 is $190. All right. Now I got $190,000 of equity into this particular property. So leverage is basically, right, you could take this $190,000, and guess what you could do, guys? You can go and buy another investment property, because now that $190,000, that's equity that I have. So leverage is basically is you take equity that's already in this particular property, and you go and buy another property, right? And so you go and buy another property. In my particular case, if I want to use the Home Possible program, I will have to live in the property in order to take advantage of the Home Possible. So that's going to be one stipulation tonight that I want you guys to write a note of this. In order to use the Home Possible program, what we'll be sharing with you in a little bit, you live in a property as a primary homeowner. If you want to rent out the other units in there, do house hacking, rent out the rooms in there, you can do that as well. But that has to be your primary residence. All right. So leverage is basically is you take money that you already have in a particular house, you use that money, and now you go and buy more real estate. That's how people continue to own multiple homes without using their own money. And this is what you call leverage. Okay. All right. So, and it's like Monopoly, guys. You guys went and play Monopoly, right? When you go and buy the greenhouses, right? And then you go and buy the hotels. It's essentially the same way. You just play Monopoly. All right. Now, we talked about cash flow, appreciation, and let's talk about taxes here, right? So when I go back to this one particular house here, right? I have to pay regular property taxes on this particular mortgage. All right. But the taxes that go with this, right, is property taxes. You have to pay insurance, tax deductions. Now, this is the big thing, right? Tax deductions. So let me explain this here to you guys. So I visited this property here about 2 weeks ago, and I gave each one of these tenants here a couple gift cards. So the IRS tells me that I can get up to $25 in business tax credits, right? If I give business gift cards. So I gave my tenants holiday shopping. That's a tax write-off for me. I spent about $300 on like gift cards to give to my tenants. That's a tax write-off. Okay. What happens is I hire my sons. I have 3 sons. 2 of my 3 sons, I hire them as employees in our rental business. I pay them for the work that they do. They check the mailbox for the mail that comes in. They do administration type of work. When checks come in, they deposit it. So that's their jobs, right? Because we own a real estate business, we're able to get a tax deduction for what we pay our sons, right? That's what you call putting your kids on payroll. We can go into that in another session, but taxes is also important when it comes to generational wealth building and buying real estate. You can take advantage of different tax deductions that's available to you. All right. I mentioned generational wealth building. After paying our sons every month for the work that they do in their business, in our business, we just turn around and we reinvest that money into investment accounts where the tenants is giving us the money and we're using that money to pay our sons to put the money into the investments through different stocks, right? In order to grow. And so what happens is that's what you call generational wealth building. And then we get to an opportunity here is you can open up what we call a SEP IRA. That's a business investment account. So let me share this here with you guys really quick because most people are not familiar with a SEP IRA account. And so basically, if you're a business owner, so we got some business owners on this particular phone call tonight. And it don't have to be real estate. You can own any type of business, all right? So basically what you do here, and I just want to share this here really quick because you guys are young entrepreneurs. A lot of people don't want to work these days. They want to just be business owners. But if you're going to be a business owner, we want to be smart business owners. And what you can do is if you have a business owner, you can do this right here. It's called a simplified employee IRA account. All right. So let me just share this. This thing right here does 2 things, right? A SEP IRA. Here's what it does. It helps self-employed individuals and small business owners, right? That's many of you guys get access to tax-deferred benefit when saving for retirement. So basically what happens is you use this account
Hey, Mr. Riley, I think you froze. Or maybe it's just me. Anybody else see he frozen? Or okay, he did freeze. Okay. You know he frozen. Hold on. Give us a moment, y'all. A little technical difficulty. He gonna be right back and continue to give y'all a major sauce. I don't know if y'all caught what he said, but My dog got his kids on payroll and used the money he pay his kids for tax write-offs or tax deductions, and then puts that same money he made from the property back into an investment. It's like a literally a loop, right? Think about that. Like, talk about your money making money for itself. That's beautiful, right? Like, talk about passive income. That's the way to do it. That is legit the way to do it. Um, um, man, talk about goals. Talk about big goals. I'm sitting here like, sheesh. Like, I mean, he shares with me a lot, but I was sitting here like, whoa, I didn't even know he did that too. Like, that's tough. So, any questions, any comments, any concerns so far? While we wait for him to get back on, he just texted me. Uh, yeah, he is a millionaire, like legit millionaire. Like, you know how like you have some people who fake millionaires, you know, maybe they make $1 million, but like don't actually have $1 million in their bank. Not even trying to put his business out there, but like that boy, he the real deal. Okay, he is the real deal. Um, oh, I forgot y'all can't unmute yourselves. My bad. I'm like, why I just typed in the chat? It's funny. You said Candace said it's funny because I'm taking classes for real estate and I'm on this exact lesson. Exactly. No, for real. I'm over here doing my master's, and there's stuff that he talking about that I'm just not learning at the master's level. And it's just funny to me. I'd be sitting there like, wow, like it took all the way till the master's for y'all to start doing some financial literacy with me. That's crazy. Um, and that's just the reality of it sometimes. Like, we think we know the answers, we think we have it all together, when the reality is sometimes that's just not the case. Um, this should be taught in high school. Yeah, it really should be. It really should be. I think honestly, and this is just my opinion. I don't know how y'all feel about this or if y'all agree, but I be feeling like, um, oh, I don't know how to make y'all able to unmute. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know if there's a setting. Hold on. Oh, there you go. Y'all can unmute. My bad. I figured it out. Go ahead.
LOL. I was going to, everything is making sense, but it's funny. Like it just the way he really breaks it down. I think this probably like the biggest um law that's passed that's going to really benefit a lot of people. We're just really trying to put down payments because that really is something that holds people back.
Hmm. No, and you're right. It's interesting too because there's a lot of programs out there that actually cover closing costs. Like, so in addition to this program, there's other programs as well, um, that he's referring to. So there's really a lot of programs out there to really utilize and like increase your wealth, but it's just about knowing and the knowledge. And so that's one of the reasons why I'm really grateful that he's sharing this information with us. Oh, I think he's back.
I'm back on.
Mr.
Can you hear me?
Riley. Yeah, I got you.
Okay. All right. So we can go back and you allow me to share the screen
Yes,
and
sir.
we'll be good to go here. All right. So let me go. Guys, I do apologize about that. I had to go back and put my cell phone on the router because I guess our home internet went out. So, all right. So we're improvising. All right. So I was sharing with you guys just real quick here this SEP IRA. I think we was ending here, right? Before we get to the home possible, right? So this SEP IRA for my business owners that's on here. This helps business owners, right? To get you invest and also too you get what we call the tax deduction. All right. So for every dollar that you invest in your business up to 25% of compensation rate, you get a tax deduction. And what this does is it helps lower your taxable income. So imagine if you invest in an Apple, Tesla, Amazon, all use that you invested in using your business income to invest while at the same time you get a tax deduction, man, this is a wealth hack, man. So write this down. A SEP IRA, if you're a business owner, you need to be investing some of the profits that you're making so this money can be compounded, growing over time, over time. All right. So These are all the factors of why you want to buy real estate. And now we're getting ready to get into this home possible program. All right. So it's this guys, get ready. This is a pretty good program here. All right. So let me just go here. So this is what we call here the home possible program. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to go over some pros and we're going to go with some cons over this home possible mortgage program. So what it does is overall, you could put a low down payment, but this is also driven on income. So you do not have to have a lot of money. If you make a lot of money, you can't qualify for this. This is why I wanted to come and speak to millennials. I know that you guys are still trying to figure out life, but this particular home buying program allows you to be able to use a low down payment to buy properties just like this at minimum cost. All right. Now, all right. The program also allows home buyers to use
You
non-traditional.
you broke up, Mr. Riley.
Oh, okay. Wait, can you hear me now?
Yeah, nah, I hear you now, but like for a good minute, like it paused and then you kind of like pop back in.
Okay. All right. So this home possible program, right? We're gonna look at the pros and we're gonna look at the cons. All right. Now, this is basically it allows borrowers to buy a home for a low down payment. All right. The program allows home buyers to use traditional sources of income, such as income from renters, to qualify for a mortgage. It's Freddie Mac. So, in short, here, right? What this does is I'm gonna show you this here. So, low down payment. All right, let's talk about this here. The home possible program, you can put down a payment as low as 3%. All right. Now, the key to this is the fact that you have to have less than 80% of the area median home income. I'm gonna explain this to you guys. So I got this website right here, right? This is the home possible program website. All right. So Cameron, let me do this right here. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna copy this here. And I'm gonna drop this right here in the chat really quick because I want them to be able to use this here while I'm going through this here. All right. So while I'm going through this here, you're gonna be able to go and put in any address. All right. So the key to this is your income, right? So here it is here. Your income must be lower, must be less than 80% of the area median income. All right. So what does that mean? On this one site here, I'm gonna go in and Cameron, do me a favor here. I'll go and put in an address. I'm gonna put in 7473. All right, this is one of my residents, right? 7473 West Sunrise Boulevard. This here is in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. All right. It's not my primary home though. All right. So when we look at the 80%, right? So basically what happens is here, home possible income limits. It's income limits. But you remember your income cannot exceed 80% of the area median income. So once I put in this address of 7473 West Sunrise Boulevard, your income cannot exceed $55,120. So if you want to get this 3% down on this house, in order to do that, this low down payment, your income cannot exceed this. If your income does, you don't qualify for it. All right. And then you can go right here and look for other down payment assistance programs to go on top of this home possible program. So you can use other down payment assistance programs on top of this, right? We're going to go over that in detail. I want to show you guys another address here really quick. So if I go right here and put in another property that I own here, right? So I'll go in here and I'll put this address in here. So you will see here with this particular address, it's going to be to meet the 80% of the area median income is still here, $55,120. All right. Let me see if I can go in here and put in another address here outside. Let me see if I can do North Florida here. Or let me do my old residence here. 1205 Half Day Drive, Warrensburg. So you can put in any address here, right? Once you put in any address, right, this 80% of this area median income here is $56,400. All right. Cameron, what's a good address you can give me? I'm gonna put in another one here.
Like, is there like a particular like area you're looking
Yeah,
for,
just
or
give me an
just
address.
anything?
You know address
Uh,
offhand?
2727
All
or
right.
2817
28. Let me see. 2817
Northwest
Northwest
9th Avenue.
9th Avenue. All right. So we're gonna go Fort Lauderdale, Florida, right? All right.
Yeah.
So guys, I just dropped this right here. So you can go in and put in your address where you're currently at now, and go in and look at this 80% area median income. So if you're on your phone, it's a pop-up. So you're gonna have to look for that pop-up. But basically, here for Fort Lauderdale, your area median income is about $55,120. I don't look at several different addresses here in Fort Lauderdale. So if you're a school teacher or if you're a plumber and you make less than $55,120, you qualify for this Home Possible income limit to where you could put a low down payment. If you're a business owner that make $20,000 and you could possibly show that you could pay this mortgage, you're eligible for this Home Possible program. All right. So this site here, I just dropped it here in the chat. Basically, what you do is you go here, put in your address, and the key to this is you're looking at the 80% of the median income. This is basically what it's telling us here, right? Here incomes that are less than 80% of the area median income if the home is located. All right. So potentially lower mortgage rates, right? So mortgage rates right about now is going anywhere from 3 to 4%. All right. Here's another pro to this. You have the ability to use alternate income sources to qualify for a mortgage. What does that mean? All right. So you can use right here applicants, right? Other applicants as alternate sources of income, right? When you apply for a mortgage, typically only the borrower, right? Income is used to qualify for the loan. But in this particular case, with a Home Possible mortgage income, right? You can use rental income also factored in the qualification decision. So, for example, if you purchase a home and rent out an extra bedroom, the rental income could help you qualify for a higher loan amount as you receive in regular rent payments. So that's why if you look at back here, right, if you want to buy a duplex or a triplex, you can use that projected rental income as far as your qualifications to help you as income to buy this particular property. All right. So additionally here, right, if you purchase a multifamily up to 4 units, the rental income from the units do not reside in income provide-ability to qualify, right? So in short, the ability to use alternate income sources, the Home Possible, improves your ability for a mortgage and potentially enables you to buy more homes, all right? So let me just do this as well. While I'm doing this here, I'm gonna go ahead and drop this right here in the chat so you guys can have this as well, all right? So let me go right here. Let me drop this right here in the chat. All right. And then Cameron, I think you'll be able to address any questions that come our way in the chats, right? Since they can't unmic. All right.
I was just gonna say, somebody just asked, does your income have to remain below 80% of the, oh, sorry, hold on. It just went away. Yeah, does your income have to remain below 80% the entire time you have the mortgage?
Nah, not necessarily. This is just for you to qualify to get into it. So if your income changes after you get into the mortgage, the government can't control that. This is just part of the initial stage just to get into the house. It has to be 80%, right? So you say here, 80% of the area median income. Because things could change. You could win the lottery, you can get different jobs. What are they gonna do? They're gonna take you home. They can't do that. This is for us just qualifying to get the home. Did I answer that correctly, Cam? Is that what they was getting to as far as for the entirety? You must have that below 80% for the entirety since you own the home.
Yep.
Okay.
I think you definitely answered that question.
All right, good. All right. So I just dropped this here in the chat, right? So we talked about using alternate income sources to qualify for the mortgage. The next one here, pro here, right? You can use non-occupant co-borrower to help get you approved, right? So what does this mean, right? This means that you can include, this is important here, you include a parent, a relative on the mortgage, all right, although they don't live in the home. You can use, depending on your credit score and financial profile, a co-borrower, so somebody can co-loan on the application, which is key here. All right. So that's another key. No upfront mortgage insurance and reduced PMI. So here's how this works, guys. PMI is primary mortgage insurance. All right. So if you typically don't put 20% down on a house, you have to pay mortgage insurance, because what that does is that protects lenders in the event that you foreclose on your house. You have to pay additional money each month. So every $100,000 that you borrow on a loan, you have to pay additional $100 a month in primary mortgage insurance. But with the Home Possible, if you don't put 20% down, you can put as low as 5% down, 3% down. You don't have that additional payment. So the additional details on the PMI is right here, so you guys can read up on that. All right. Now, let's talk about some cons here to the Home Possible program, right? So again, you have the income limits, right? So if you make too much money, you're not eligible for this program. Your annual gross. Now, this is the key. Most people don't know this. The gross and net. Your gross is your top before the government take out any taxes, right? So if you make $80,000 a year, that's your gross. All right. Your annual gross income cannot exceed 80% of the area median income, right? Where the property is located. That's why I gave you this particular site here, where you would just put in your address. And when you look at this, it cannot exceed, your income cannot exceed 80% of the median income. So that's key here. It cannot exceed that. All right. So, and just kind of give you some examples here, right? So that's that. All right. You have a stricter borrowing qualification. So what does that mean? All right. So, so the Home Possible mortgage, let me just highlight this here, right? The Home Possible mortgage, relatively strict borrowers, right, compared to other down payment programs, for example, right, requires a minimum credit score of 660 as compared to 620 for another program, which is a Home Ready Mortgage program. Write that down. Home Ready Mortgage program. That's another home buying program, right, which is like 580. But for Home Possible, your credit score need to be 660. All right, in order to be eligible for this. All right. So loan limits. How much can a lender give you? All right. So loan limits we got here up to $822,000. I don't think that'd be a problem per se, right? But someone in California might want to buy a duplex or triplex. You can't get that in California. All right. So there is some loan limits as far as how much you can actually borrow in the stuff. All right. So what you can do, guys, if you do qualify for this, what you can do is you can reach out to some lenders, Bank of America, Navy Federal Credit Union, Quicken Loans, and say, hey, look, because this program started, this low down payment started today, November the 15th. It started today. So you call these lenders and say, hey, look, I want to apply for the Home Possible mortgage. If you feel like your median income is 80% less than that median income. And guys, you can go and put down 3% up to 5% on a multifamily, on a single family home, and be able to get in here, man, because that's the key with stopping people from buying homes, because you don't have a lot of money up front. You don't have a lot of money up front to buy the house. But now, guys, you can get your parents, you can go and get loans to get into these houses. You need a 660 credit score, and just start contacting these particular lenders in itself. All right. So Cam, I want to ask everyone now, right? Because I'm pretty much done with my formal part of this here. If they got questions, man, just go ahead and drop it in the chat, and let's get those answered.
I gave everybody the ability to unmute as well. So
okay. All right.
If they'd like to unmute, they can. But I'm gonna check the chat.
Okay.
Go ahead, Ty. You can.
Hello.
Ty, what's going on?
What's going on? I know we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk personally, but okay. So I know you were saying, like, in the beginning, like, as far as when it comes to just like so with this specific loan, right? It doesn't have to be a duplex. It can be a single family home, correct? Right?
It could be single family, duplex, tri-quad, whatever. Yep, you're right.
Okay.
So any type of home. Yep.
So now you said in the beginning, like, you recommend that if you are thinking about, doing this program, whatever the case may be, and we think about real estate, to get a specific property before. And I guess so when you say a duplex or getting a duplex, you're saying that because if you decide to rent it out, you'll get more income, per the actual
E-
household, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now with that, right? I was going to ask a question. It's kind of just something that popped up in my head. So with the first home you bought in 2007, I believe, right?
Hmm.
Like about how long, I guess I don't really know how the market works in the sense of like, let's just say if I'm still living, like let's just say I don't have a home right now, but
Hmm.
I want to, get some income to buy an official home. So I go get a duplex. About like how long could I expect for my house to, because like let's just say for example, I'm getting a house and I'm obviously if nobody is renting it out, I'm paying for it. So how long typically, I guess it's something you wouldn't, I don't know if you would know the estimate time of like waiting to see how long it'll take for your house to get off the market. Like, is now a good time to consider to getting a, something like that? Because, I know the market's not really low. Maybe people are not buying right now. Like, when would be a good time to purchase something so you wouldn't wait forever or like a long time, you know?
So, Todd, that's a very good question here, right? The best time to buy real estate is always now, right? Even though prices are expensive, and I'm gonna tell you why. So, if I go right here and I show you this here, right? The cost of waiting to buy in 2021 versus 2022. So, if you're gonna look at the purchase amount, right, as what DJ Khaled would say, what DJ Khaled would say, right? The price went up, all right? So, in
Yeah.
2022, you were expecting home prices to continue to go up, right?
Hmm.
And so right now, your interest rate on your houses are a hell of a lot less than it will be in 2022. So when you go and look at your estimated mortgage payment, even though we see houses expensive now, they're going to continue to grow over time.
Hmm.
So you will see here, this is a difference here, roughly what, $300, 19, two, look, two and some change, right? So the best time is always to buy now because as you would see back here that you would saw that over that a year time frame, that house with a good school zone, that house will continue to praise more than ever because you're in a good location. Did I
That
answer your
makes sense.
question?
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Okay,
Yeah, because
gotcha.
essentially, Ty, what happens is right. You're young, and what you want to do. Let's say, for instance, but you do buy that duplex, you have to live in there for a minimum of they say 3 months, right? And then you move out, and now you got 2 units that now you got two people that's paying you. Of course, your mortgage is going to be less. You just take that cash flow and you can use that cash flow to go buy, say, your house, or you can use that cash flow to do the same thing, rinse, repeat, recycle, go
Hmm.
buy another duplex, go buy another triplex, live in there for a few months, and essentially get the cash flow. Maybe take both of those particular houses and now buy your dream house, or continue to repeat, rinse, and do that. That's why I say it's always good to buy the investment properties first, because
Hmm.
if you buy your primary house, here's how this works. Let me share this here with you really quick. This is why I say don't buy the primary house first. All right. So if you buy your primary house first, right? Let me paint this scenario here. All
Hmm.
right. So I buy my primary house first. And let's say, for instance, I use 5% down, all right, for the primary house.
Hmm.
Now, if I want to go and buy an investment property, right, guess what? I can't put 3% down because I already have a primary home. So they're going to make me pay minimum 20% down.
Oh.
Any type normal. Now, this why I'm telling you guys about this Home Possible program is the real deal, because normally on any investment property, if you already have a primary home first, you got to put 20% down. And check this out. Like for me, I bought a 4-unit building. I had to put 25% down.
Mm.
So anytime you have over 4 units, you got to put 25% down.
Okay, I have another quick question.
All right.
So, let's just say, for example, right? Let's just say my median income, my 80% median income was, and I've been looking up because I was doing the location. it
Yeah.
seems like, I guess, between West Palm and Miami, because I was doing it seems like that 55,000 is the threshold area. So let's just say, for example, my median income was 55, right at that, or like a little over.
Mhm.
I know it was a pro where you could, so I think it was like one of pro, like you could, I can't remember the specific name of it, but you could use like someone else's, like let's say I want to use my mom, and I know her income wasn't 55. Yeah, could you go back to that? The one where it's like the pros and cons.
Yeah.
Her
So let me see.
income,
So we got right here, use alternate income sources to qualify. I mean, occupancy,
yes.
right?
Yes.
Uh,
So that means that you could, what is, so can you kind of explain a little bit more? So that means that you could use someone like a parent or a relative. Let's just say, even if they don't live in that home, I could use them as like basically like a cosigner or sense, right?
right. Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Exactly. Yep.
Mm.
That's pretty good, because they want to also see the fact that you can afford it. But then they also too will take those extra. You can say, you know what, my intentions on the single family house is I plan on house hacking. I plan on renting out these rooms. They'll take that into effect.
Wow. I don't think I've ever heard something this good in my whole life.
So
Wait, so
so
they
let me
they will
yeah.
not to butt in real quick, but they would use the projected income essentially as well in
Yeah.
consideration.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh,
That's what we talked about here, right? Rental income, right? With the possible home rental income, it's also factored, right? So, for instance, right, if you purchase a home and rent out the bedrooms, the rental income could help you qualify for a higher loan, right? Guys, this is a sweet deal, man. That's why I say, y'all, the incomes are not high, but this is the opportunity for you to cash in and take advantage of this. It is growing real estate. You know what I mean? This is prime opportunity.
Wow.
All right. Any more questions? Let me see. You can unmic. It'll be easy if you guys can unmic if you have questions. And then I gave you this website. I gave you the Freddie Mac website where you can put in here, right? And so basically, another thing you can do, right? You just go right here, Google, right? You can go right here and put home possible lenders, right? Mortgage lenders. You might have some
Yeah,
lenders that,
I was gonna ask about the lenders, because like I know like credit unions, when it comes to like approval rates and interest and stuff, is going with the credit union probably your best bet.
it is because typically they give out lower interest rates per se, right? Um, so that's always where we like credit unions because they're smaller, they work with you. Uh, but yeah, I mean, you got Fifth Third Bank here, right? Home Possible and Home Ready Mortgage. You can contact them tomorrow. If you qualify in your particular area code on that income, bam, start the process. First thing about a house, go and get your pre-qualifications in, right? Start submitting your pay stubs, your tax returns. They look at it and evaluate you and say, hey, look, we pre-qualify you for a $250,000 house, a $300,000 house. After that, you're going to find you a realtor, uh, and a realtor starts showing you homes within your pre-approval price range. And after that, you start submitting bids to say, hey, look, I want to put a contract in on this house. If the seller agreed to that, you locked into a contract and you're on your way to buying a house. I know it sounds easy. It's not as easy, but
So
that's
how long did it take for your house to get, like for your duplex to get rented out? Like when you went through what was your process more like, a picking your tenants? Like did you do back, because now at this point it's you're in control. So when you was looking to get tenants, you did like background checks, stuff like, about how long did that process take for you to fill in all four of those, and when it comes to mortgage, like how did you decide the mortgage, like you decide the mortgage payments, right? I mean
no,
their rent
no.
payments, not the
That
mortgage, but you
oh, you
decided the
mean the
rent.
rent? The
Yeah.
rent, yeah, the rent. So we determine that based off the area where you're located at and the other rents in comparison to what you have. Like, so for instance, this quadplex here, right? There was
Mhm.
another quadplex maybe like 5 miles down the road, and we knew ours is a little bit more renovated than the other one, and their rents was going for like 800. And so we knew that we can get anywhere from 900. So the bottom two rents for 900 and the top two 975. All right.
Wow.
And so by being brand new, we know we can get that. And then what happens is you increase that every year, anywhere from 2 to 3%. You increase the rents. The biggest thing about this here is your mortgage don't increase, but your rent increase. That's another aspect about owning real estate. So Ty, what we do is we use apartments.com. All right. And
Mhm.
so when I go right here to apartments.com for our tenants, they go here and they make their payments. We run background checks, they do their applications. All of this here is ran through apartments.com here. So I got to go through text message and all that. But this is
That's
a
okay.
cool, yeah, this is a cool tool that we use for all our rental properties for our tenants. All right.
Wow. I feel like my third time hearing this, and it finally makes a lot more sense to me.
Exactly. So you know what? Here's how I want you guys to treat this, right? When you go to work tomorrow. So when you go to work, you're working for yourself. But if you got a 401k account at your job, if you have any type of investment account, whether it's a Robinhood or you got these Forex accounts, right? These are employees that's working for you. So the way I look at it, I got 21 different employees that's working for me because I got 21 different accounts that's working for me. So I shared this with the Let's Win Financial community the other day on our exclusive Facebook page. So between my overall household, my wife and I, myself, my kids' accounts, and all our different investment accounts that we have, right? It's like 21 of them. I'm like to the extreme. When I go to my job, I'm trading my hours for the dollars, but then I also got 21 different people that's working for me through these different investment accounts. And so the more employees that you have working for you in these investment accounts, the quicker that you can have financial freedom. So if you put that in your concept, a seed that you sow into these accounts through these employees that's working for you, which is your dollars, you earn your dollars to put to work. The more that you can get and the quicker that you can get to financial freedom when you own real estate. Okay. When you own real estate, you get to a point where you have these 21 people working for you. Plus, now you got the real estate that's even backing this, right? And so it's important for us to get out of working, trading every single dollar that we make, and every single dollar that we make, we have to make it in the same city that we live in. But when you invest in your dollars, when you're investing in Amazon, which is located in Seattle, Washington, when you're investing in the Coca-Cola, which is located in Atlanta, when you're investing into, say, Amazon, which is in California, now your dollars is making dollars in every state of the United States. When you're investing in the S&P 500, you're investing in top 500 companies in America. But now you got some of these countries in America that's over in China, that's over in Australia. You got McDonald's, right? So you got your money globally, internationally, working all over the place for you. And this is not about just about money, guys, but this is about generational. This is about your last name. As far as the things that I work for and everything, what I try to teach is for my children's children. It's the legacy that I want to leave because I strongly believe that the choices that I make in life will ultimately determine my destination, not my destination myself, but for my kids and children's in my generation. So that's why I'm coming to you guys tonight. This Home Possible program is another avenue for you to get into real estate. You see that these properties are increasing in value over time. Guys, I own over close to $1.5 million in real estate. All right. That's a lot of money in real estate, but and we're continuing to add more to our particular portfolio. All right, because guess what? Real estate is going to continue to increase. All right. Any more questions?
No, this was really great. I'll be calling you after Thanksgiving.
All right. So Cam, I'll give it over to you, man, if there's no more questions.
Not a problem, not a problem, not a problem. Thank you all again for tapping in today. Man, amazing call, amazing information, Mr. Roddy. I really appreciate you. Y'all make sure y'all follow It's at LessWin_financial.
Yeah, I'll put it right here in the chat, man. Underscore
Okay.
Let's Win Financial.
Yeah.
This is my Instagram page. You guys can also here go to my website and contact me as well. I'll even drop my phone number here, my direct phone number. I'll just do that for you guys tonight. And so many of you guys here on the call are already part of the Let's Win Financial community, but some of the ones that's not, we go through a monthly subscription program. And man, there's not one-on-one financial consultant that provide you the pricing I do to give you the financial education to help you build financial freedom. So through these particular platforms, you can also follow me I'm on Twitter as well. So I'll put that on here.
Hey,
everybody
drop. Thank you, Mr. Riley, in the chat. Let him know, let him feel your love for real. But even beyond that, make sure to screenshot this, tag him on social media. Man, amazing call, amazing information, and we really appreciate you. This call was recorded, so I'll be providing that to Mr. Riley, and he'll have that for just the community. But even beyond that, for us as an organization, we'll have that as well in our database. But definitely appreciate y'all. If y'all need any more information or anything else, understand. We'll see you at the top because the bottom is too crowded, but we'll never look down on you unless we're willing to pick you up. We love you, family. Y'all have an amazing rest of your night, okay?
All right.